Chameleons require a fresh air habitat. This means that the entire cage should be made out of a screen material. This is something that's very important. Do not ever use aquariums or enclosed cages at all with your chameleons. It definitely needs to be made out of some kind of wire or screen. Now inside your chameleon's home, it needs to have plenty of climbing space. Now, they don't require a very large enclosure, but they do need big enough to be able to fit a branch that has several different areas for him to climb. You also can provide fake plants. Now in nature, chameleons will eat plants, so make sure that you don't put live plants in there unless you know they're not toxic. Now, also inside your chameleon's home, you need to provide some sort of water source. Chameleons do not recognize still sitting water. They only recognize water if it's moving. In nature, they collect the dewdrops off of leaves as they fall down. Inside of this cage in particular, I have the fountain. This is something that is consistently making the water run, so she is able to recognize that as a source of water. If you are unable to provide running water for your chameleon, spraying her down with a spray bottle 2 or 3 times a day will be sufficient for watering. It's good to have some fake plants in there that have wide, broad leaves so that they collect somewhat on the leaves. This will mimic a lot of what the chameleon looks for in nature. You also want to use, as far as substrate goes, I have the moss down here. Now, this is not generally recommended. I do feed her out of a dish, the worms, her mealworms. She does like insects, so I feed her worms out of a dish. But if I were to give her crickets in this cage and the crickets were to climb on this substrate, they are a sticky-tongued lizard, so when they do catch the cricket, they could catch anything that's lying surrounding the cricket as well, and we don't want her to ingest any of the food or any of the bedding that's on the bottom of this cage. It is recommended that you use something like cage carpet or even AstroTurf, or absolutely nothing on the bottom of your terrarium. But if you want it to look appealing, then cage carpet is a good way of providing that bottom floor to please the eye, but still keeping your chameleon safe.